want to thank Tim, Americans for Prosperity, and all the other groups that got involved early on in this. This RV tour, this Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, whatever you call it across the country, was an excellent idea, and it served to highlight across the country some of the ridiculous ways we've chosen to spend money. And you know, we stood at the same place with Operation Offsets a while ago, the same group, and we worked our tails off to achieve about $50 billion in the reconciled savings over 5 years. That's a heavy lift, $50 billion. And we can do all that, and then you can have one bridge to nowhere, and in the public's mind, it trumps all of that $50 billion, because that's what people recognize as a Congress out of control. When you're spending earmarks for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you're out of control. When you think whatever you approve because you know your constituents, you know them best better than those federal bureaucrats, whatever you say goes, you're out of control. And this represents a Congress out of control. You can't control very much. So I want to commend, again, all the bloggers out there, all the groups, the outside groups that really helped raise this support. This would not be happening tomorrow. This vote on earmarking. Were it not for the efforts of people here. So thank you all for what you're doing. This is a big victory. It's just a start. We still have to go further. This doesn't get rid of earmarks, but it makes everyone know who's getting them. And that's the start. To have names associated with earmarks and have the ability to use that earmark at any point in the process. That's the start to real accountability. So thank you all again.
Thank you very much, Tim. I'm John Shattuck from the 3rd District of Arizona, and I want to thank Tim and Americans for Prosperity, because without their effort, and quite frankly without the coverage of the media, we wouldn't be making any headway in this fight. It really is not a complicated message. The message of this fight, and all the credit really goes to Jeff Flake and to Mike Pence and the guys behind me who have worked so hard on this, it really comes down to a very simple principle. The American people's money should be spent in full public view, so that every single taxpayer knows where every single dollar went. That's how tough it is. Now, let me tell you why the effort of Americans for Prosperity is so important, and the effort of Jeff Flake, and the effort of all these people behind us. In the private little world of each individual congressional district, voters are deceived. They're deceived because what they hear sounds good to them. Oh, my congressman is helping me. My congressman brought home money for this project, that project, or the other project. And of course you're going to think, well, that's a great idea, because you just think about this little project that is of interest to you. But the reality is, and what has been exposed here, is that these earmarks are not distributed on the basis of equity or merit or anything else that has to do with fundamental fairness. And the problem is that in the vast majority of congressional districts across America, where the member brings home an earmark and their constituents think that was a good deal, the truth is some other congressman got earmarks totaling 2 times that, 5 times that, 10 times that, 20 times that, 100 times that amount of money. Only those individual taxpayers don't know it. All they know about is the little piece they got, and they don't realize that, yeah, you got back 10 cents on your dollar, but some other congressman walked away with 20 of your dollars for his district, and you just don't know it. Every American needs to know where this money is spent, and they deserve to know that if it's going to go to their district, it's going fairly, not because of power or perks or position, and not in the dark of night. I want to debunk 2 myths. Don't let anyone tell you that the total dollars involved in earmarks is insignificant. Oh, it's just a small number. Because my friend Tom Coburn was exactly right when he said earmarks are a gateway drug. They are a gateway drug. What that means is once you request your earmark, you understand immediately you've got to vote for every bill and every earmark, and you've got to vote for all the appropriations, because if you ever vote against an appropriation, your earmark's gone. So earmarks don't just generate votes for earmarks, they generate votes for huge spending. Last point I want to make, and everybody here's got good points to make, is don't be fooled by the claim that, well, that's all right, we're making progress because the number of earmarks are down. It doesn't matter if there are only 2 earmarks in a year. If they were both done in the dark of night where the taxpayers didn't know about it, that's dead wrong. And I thank Jeff Flake and Mike Pence and Americans for Prosperity for bringing this fight to the American people and for educating them about a system that's fundamentally unfair to them.